A very good evening to all. The Alliance Forum Orissa welcomes you all to today's National Day Celebration 2024 on the occasion of birth anniversary of Padma Shri Dr. S.R. Ranganathan, the father of library science in India. As you know, Alliance Forum Orissa, a web-based online forum, started from Alliance from Bhubaneswar, Odisha on 25th October 2006 has spread all over India with more than 1400 members in its Facebook group. The Allies Forum is actively engaged in various online activities like regular posting of Allies message in Facebook group, conducting fortnightly online quiz by one of our moderator, Mr. Kiran Pradhan, under the supervision of Dr. D.R. Meher, organization of various online library events like celebration of National Librarians Day, National Library Week, etc. And we have also many online publication activities like publication of online annual issues every year on the day of establishment of Alliance Forum Orissa, publication of newsletters, memorials, volumes, etc. for the development of allies profession and professionals. I am happy to inform you that from today we are going to start a new service for allies community, that is Ask Allies Forum Orissa, on our website, in which one can ask his or queries in any aspects of library and information science, which will be addressed by a galaxy of renowned allies professionals. Dr. Ramanathan, who has given a definite structure to libraries, have contributed a lot to the field of library and information science. His legacy still continues despite of so many changes taken in the allies field over the span of time and will continue in future also. Acknowledging his contribution to allies field, the Allies Forum Orissa page rich tributes to Dr. Ramanathan on his 133rd birth anniversary. The theme of today's celebration is contribution of libraries towards social development, which is the main essence and should be the main essence of any type of library. From time immemorial, libraries have contributed towards the development of society, and the same tradition continued by the establishment of great libraries during pre and post independence period of India. That was perhaps could be the main reason the invader destroyed many great libraries in India, including University Library of Nalanda, to weaken the society by destroying the knowledge base, those embodied and preserved the scientific and societal knowledge of that time. In present information communication technology era, although the system and services of libraries have changed drastically to a great extent, still, libraries have been playing a greater role for the development of society. Today, we have two eminent persons, Professor Jatindra Kumar Nayak, a renowned professor in English and a translator, and Dr. Suresh Jange, a great librarian, scholar of library and information science, who will share their views on this topic. Lastly, I, on behalf of Alliance from Orissa, wish you all a happy, healthy, and prosperous professional career and life. Thank you all. Now I request Dr. Siva Prasad Kunda, librarian, Geetam University, Visakhapatnam, to introduce our chief speaker, Dr. Suresh Jange, and invite him for his speech. Over to Dr. Siva Panda.
Thank you, sir. Sir, namaskar to everyone and wish you a happy librarians to all the library professionals. And on behalf of Orissa LIC Forum, I can introduce such a gem of library and information science, Dr. Suresh Gang. And he is a university librarian and NAC coordinator at Gulbarga University, Karnataka. He started his career as a commerce and management graduate, but later he moved to library science and built his career in library information science. He was awarded gold medal for his both bachelor and master degree. He qualified UGC NET with JRF and ECDL course certification, British Computer Society, and Chartered Institute for IT, UK, United Kingdom. He served earlier at the Department of Electronics, Hyderabad, and Tata Institute of Social Science, Mumbai, for 25 years of a professional experience. He is the coordinator of InflipNet Center and for eSource Sindhu, Sodhganga, Indian Catalog Project, and NDLI for the Department of Journalism. and the Mass Communication and Remedial Coaching Center. He has completed different major research projects funded by the various central and state government agencies like UGC of e-content of traditional knowledge and folk wisdom of Hyderabad, Karnataka region in 2012, coordinator of digital knowledge project connecting 1000 Gram Panchayat libraries in Hyderabad, Karnataka region in 2015 and 16, IT infrastructure development for smart access and online learning support by the Ministry of Human Resources, Skill Development and Organic Agriculture, Government of Karnataka in 2021. He has published nearly 120 research papers in Indian and foreign journals, transcript volumes, and conference proceedings, and published 5 books, 6 edited books. He guided 12 scholars who awarded PhD and 18 MPhil. He presented a paper in Nayak Technologies University, Singapore in 2006 and Kalinowska University, Stockholm, Sweden in 2005, BITS Muscat in 2012, and Washington, USA in 2017. Presently, he is the Vice President of Indian Library Association for 2020 to 25, President of Hyderabad, Karnataka University Librarian, nominated as a Chairman of the Level Book Selection Committee of the Department Public Libraries, Ministry of Public Libraries, Government of Karnataka from January to June 2023. He received the Best Librarian Award from the Government of Karnataka in 2012 and the ILA Gidwani Deshpande Best Academic Librarian Award in 2017 by ILA and ILA Kola Best Librarian Award in 2020 during 66th ILA International Conference held on 2021. This is the introduction of Dr. Suresh Jange, and it is very long. I'm not interested to read and more, and I want to, because everyone wants to hear from him. So we are anxiously wait for his speech, and I will not take more time, sir. I request to Suresh sir to deliver his valuable speech to our library professional. Sir, now the over to you, sir.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Shiba Prasad Pandaji. Very good evening to all of you. Honorable Dr. Sunil Kumar Satpathy, the librarian NIT Raipur and moderator of this list forum Orissa. Chief guest and guest of honor, Professor Jatindra Kumar Nayak ji, entire library community from Orissa, and also the delegates from different parts of the country. Today, I feel very blessed to be a part of this list forum Orissa. And in fact, during 1998, my first visit was for Caliber. So I remember the memories during 1998 to Orissa, wherein I attended and presented a paper at the young age during 1998. It was a very long period. So the memories cherish me. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a matter of a great pride that we all the library professionals of entire country and the world are associated with Dr. S.R. Ranganathan's birthday celebration. At the outset, I would like to pay my tribute to Dr. S.R. Ranganathan, the father of library science in India. He was truly a great man of the 20th century. In fact, he is considered as a unquestioned giant personality of this 21st century, especially in the field of library and information science. His ideas are immortal, his contributions are immortal, and today, see, 5 laws of library science are still it's a basic for each and everyone. Though we say that we have moved to 21st century, the laws differ. No. See, the content, the delivery, the mode of access might have changed, but the basic philosophy of librarianship that we're living today, still it is the same. Okay, so we, the library professionals, are very grateful to Dr. S.R. Ranganathan, who has made a tremendous contributions in the field of librarian information science. And I wish to point out here that today, especially the librarians are getting a better image, better status, and we are earning the bread and butter, especially through this UGC pay scale. It is just because of the contributions that made by our father of library science in India. So we should owe a great debt to him. Ladies and gentlemen, see, we are on this occasion of National Librarians Day. We all talk about the contributions made by Dr. S.R. Ranganathan in the field of library science. See, contributions are many. See, just to highlight you, I think majority of us are well aware. So, what all the Dr. S.R. Ranganathan has contributed, maybe the classical books like philosophy of library classification or cataloging, colon classification, okay, file laws, canons, laws, principle, facet of sequence. See, there are numerous, but let us not go in detail as to what he has already contributed to the field of library science. See, we should be interested in to protect, see, whatever the laws, whatever the canons, whatever the services he has enumerated, that as a practicing librarians we should practice in our libraries. We should justify that we are here. So the same tempo that we will carry to the field in the field of providing services to our user community. Just remembering only on a particular day and saying that see, so much contribution he has made. See, we should question ourselves. What is my contribution? What is our contribution to the field of library science, especially for a working librarian and the practicing librarian? What is my contribution to my library? How I can improve my services for the betterment, for the visibility, to render the services with the service motto. Okay, that is a critical day for all of us. This critical day is not only for a National Librarian Day. Each and every day we should talk, we should do something innovative. See, आज का तारीख पर क्या होता है, बड़े बड़े बातें वड़ा पाव खाते. See, we are all talking technology, that, this, everything. But what is our concern is we should always think that how I can improve my services. We always demand that, yeah, I am the university librarian, I am the degree college librarian, I don't have status, I do lot of work. Yeah, you do lot of work, but don't expect any certificate from anybody. As a working librarian, since I am a practicing working librarian, I talk only about working librarians, that see, don't expect any certificate from anybody. You do your services, you do your work with the utmost care and diligence, so that our users get satisfied. Okay, rather than just saying that, see, all the time, majority of the times we are all saying that, I don't have full-time librarian, I don't have supporting staff, I don't have money to purchase the books, I don't have money to purchase electronic books. यार ये तो जिंदगी रहेगा. See, as far as librarians, as far as it's the Indian context, as far as it's a developing country, library is a second preference. Frankly speaking, library is a second preference based upon my 25 years of experience. But normally we say, no, library is a heart of the university, library is a temple of learning. यार वो बोलने तो अच्छा लगता है. Okay, practically, when we see the university environment, the preference, the choice that has been extended to the library is a second level. But within that, we should be happy. Whatever the infrastructure, whatever the budget we are getting, okay, whatever the limitations that we have with our own library staff, we should say that within my limitations, how best I can contribute for the social development of my library and other libraries. That should be a funda for all our librarians. That's a real we need to pay that tribute. See, ladies and gentlemen, see, we are all living in the fascinating time of a change and a promise. Okay, change is always for the betterment. So sometimes people say that, yeah, Google has come, Google will replace you. वो पागल हो गए. पागल लोग बोलते हैं Google आया तो library नहीं है. Even some, you see, whenever the VIPs visit to the library, maybe a governor, maybe some minister, maybe like higher officer, when they come to the library, when we project our library, sir, for example, my own library, sir, we have a library, it's RFID NML library. We have 10,000 of online journals under each of the consortia. We subscribe 5,000 electronic books. We have a 100 computer systems which is under digital environment. See, and we have a smart library. We have so many things. Ultimately, one question they will ask: how many students, how many faculty visit per day to your library? Okay, this is the one basic question when they ask, then slowly it comes down. Okay, see, the thing is, physically, because of so many other factors, there might be a reduction in the usage of a library, but electronically, but digitally, the usage of library resources have gone tremendously. That we can give with the statistics. And we proved beyond doubt, especially under COVID environment, that see, because under the COVID environment, when all the buildings, all the library, everything was closed, we could render remote services to the user community, especially the EZ proxy, the remote access facility, okay, that we have been rendering to our user community. So technology really helped us. And see, when during COVID, when we were thinking of this sort of an online discussion, we thought that okay, how I can give a lecture under this electronic environment? It was very we thought something difficult, but today it has become a part and parcel. जब लगता था यार ये बहुत कुछ बड़ा टेक्नोलॉजी है, ऑनलाइन लेक्चर लेना वो हमारा बस का बात नहीं है, वो हम सोचते थे उस टाइम पर, मगर दैट हैज बिकॉज ऑफ कोविड we should see that it's a positive impact. Okay, rather than negative impact, we should see the positive impact. Because COVID has come, we started thinking of remote access. We started thinking of digital things. We started thinking of electronic. So we started rendering services to remote access technology. Okay, voice chat. So it's all positive impact. That today this technology has become very relevant. Okay, see, information and communication technology has been the greatest innovation of mankind. Knowingly or unknowingly, intentionally or intentionally, we have been making use of this technology in each and every aspect of our life. Okay, there is no doubt about it. But what we need to understand is technology is not the ultimate. Sorry. What happened, especially our younger generation thinking that when they enter into the library, they sit before the laptop. They sit before the laptop and they want to render services through computer only. No. See, what is happening is every library staff wants to fit when they enter into the library, they want to just open the system and they say, I am very busy, I'm rendering my services, I have to classify, catalog, ordering, everything. So see, we the libraries today, we should come into the front end. When the users enter into the library, if you are sitting in the corner of a chamber with a telephone and technology, who will care you? Okay, when they enter, there should be some people, some library staff, or maybe in the degree colleges, only one librarian will be there. You should focus on front end services. हमको प्यार से बात करना चाहिए, प्यार से वेलकम करना चाहिए. ओके, क्या चाहिए बोल के हमको पूछना चाहिए. Okay, that attitude, that positive attitude, that personal assistance, that personal rapport, we need to develop for social development. ये नहीं कि मैं यूजीसी पे स्केल आदमी हूँ, मैं बड़ा आदमी, मैं वेरी स्ट्रिक्ट मैन, आई हैव अ लॉट ऑफ वर्क बोल के आप if you are sitting in the corner of your chamber, then slowly the physical usage will come down. Okay, don't see all the time, don't sit in the corner of a chamber and try to say I'm rendering a service. No, you should come in the front end and render services. Okay, yeah, I know that we have a very less staff, but in spite of all that fact, your personal assistance, your personal relations, your personal rapport and personalized services matters a lot for the development and visibility of a library profession. Rather than just thinking that I do lot of work, I am better than any teacher, but not much importance is given to me. तो हम ऐसा ही हर दिन वही गुनगुनाते रहेंगे, तो automatically the day will come when the libraries will be replaced by some other non-professional. That won't happen. वैसा कुछ नहीं हो जाएगा. But we, especially the librarians, working librarians, we should be with a positive attitude. We have to render services, come in front of our users, maintain a positive relations. I know the users are a different types whatsoever. For example, I'll give one example. Say in the small degree colleges, see they have a very less staff. I think only one librarian will be there. That librarian is also a peon, attender, and librarian and administrator. Okay, no problem. What to do? See, he has to manage the show. When user comes to the library and asks for a particular book, say that that particular book is not available in his or her library. Okay, but what he can do, how he can cope the users in the small library. He can make a phone call, take a mobile, call to the librarian like Dr. Sunil Satpathy ji or Panda Saab or Nayak Saab. Sir ji, मेरे पास एक user आया है. He wants this particular book. That particular book is not available. He has come to the library for one article that is not available in library. Can you help me? See, this sort of a personal, communication in front of a users, that matters a lot for a that particular user. So user say that, or yaar, mera librarian बहुत शाना है. He is having a very good network in India. He talks to different people to get one information required for me. See, that is how we should be positive. हमारे पास कुछ नहीं है. I tell you, sir, in this is a region where I'm residing. We have around 150 degree colleges. See what we did as a president of this ILA or this Hyderabad Karnataka Association. Voluntarily, we have made one MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, with all affiliated colleges of Gulbarga University, and we have taken one form, and librarian has signed, and college librarian has signed. That's all. We don't want it to be very official to go to vice chancellor and take a signature. And we have provided one username and password through remote access. See, this network we need to develop. Okay, and that particular MOU has helped many college libraries that, oh, you have a MOU with college university and it's a free of cost. See, that all chota, these are all small things which matters for quality enhancement. We know, see, enlist consortia, if our, say now it will show the Sindhu, degree colleges, the people may be using very less. But whether they use less or more, what is my duty? My duty is to give user orientation properly. User orientation means not once in a year, every 2 months, every 1 month. You need to do one or the other thing. Now National Librarians Day is there. So now, because of today we have an annual convocation, next week we are having a competition, speech competition, and another is for PhD scholars. We have taken one concept called 5MT, means 5-minute thesis presentation. We call all the PhD scholar who is the first. If he wins first prize, we give 5,000. क्योंकि पैसा बहुत important है. You say that we give certificate. यार, who cares for certificate? पैसा. So we give for first prize 5MT, 5-minute thesis presentation for the scholars. We invite them in 5 minutes. Whoever make a best presentation, we give them. So 5,000 means first prize, second prize, third prize. So this is how we have to motivate. Scholars are not coming. You have to do some sort of a thing, some sort of an activity. So we say that once in a year, once in a 2 year, it won't happen. It won't be advisable. Every 2 months, okay, once or the other way, you try to see that faculty are not coming. You see some mechanism wherein you can call some faculty, call them for a resource person, develop a better rapport. We know egoism है, egoism सबका पास रहता है, मगर क्या करना मजबूरी है, क्योंकि we have to attract our user community. See, so students रहने दो, teacher research scholar रहने दो, faculty रहने दो. See, that sort of a personal rapport, personal bond plays a very, very important. See, ladies and gentlemen, we the librarians, we have the passion of identifying, selecting, acquiring, maintaining, and disseminating information to the society. See, we the librarians are the preservers of information and knowledge for posterity and use. Okay, we the librarians have to play a very, very important role for creating a national knowledge society, for creating the national empowerment. We are talking about social development. यार social development बाद में, पहला तुम्हारा खुद का डेवलपमेंट करो, तुम्हारे यूजर का आजू बाजू जो है उनको डेवलप करो, उनको खुश करो, उनको इंफॉर्मेशन दो. Then you extend your 4 walls of library beyond your college, beyond your university. Okay, maybe one project what we did is Gram Panchayat library in our region. There were 1,000 Gram Panchayat library, and they're all, they talk only in Kannada language, means our own Karnataka language, maybe in Orissa or Oriya language. See, for them also we think we should think of social development. No, I am the university librarian. मेरा क्या काम है? नहीं. See, your social development not only confined to your college or a university, you should think beyond. So what we did, see, I just wrote one project to our ministry here that, sir, we wanted to train our Hyderabad, Karnataka Gram Panchayat librarians in their language, in their kind of regional language, and also English. We provide them one sample of a tab, okay, wherein we put all the content of regional language. Because if you give English books, English language, bada book, so public library they won't accept. Who will read? Okay, so Kannada content it was digitized. We got from around 1 crore. Okay, for the beautiful project called Gram Panchayat Library Digital Knowledge Project. So it was well appreciated. Of course, ये प्रॉब्लम्स रहता है, लोग गालियां देते हैं, ओके प्रोजेक्ट फेल होता है, वो फर्क नहीं पड़ता. As a librarian, we should put effort. Okay, we should reach to our users. Gram Panchayat librarians around the corner we could reach because of the support from the government. Okay, see, these are all small things. It is not that we are doing something very great. नहीं, छोटे मैं बोलता हूँ, समझो you are working in the colleges, you know, your MLA will be there, your MP will be there. He is ready. You just invite him as a chief guest. He will provide 5 lakh rupees, 1 lakh rupees. See, there is no dearth, but only thing is we are inefficient. अरे कैसा बुलाना, हम मैं लाइब्रेरियन, मेरा प्रिंसिपल कुछ बोलता नहीं है, वो सपोर्ट नहीं करता है, यार उसको गोली मारो. हमारा काम क्या है? टेक इनिशिएटिव एंड डू समथिंग. ओके, that's what we need to do it. And I tell you my library professionals, today we the librarians are not only playing the role of a college librarian or a university librarian, we are playing the role of a NAC coordinator, we are playing the role of a IQC coordinator, we are the IT coordinator, we are the NSS coordinator. More than 50% of the people, you know, the librarians in this region, they are occupying all these sort of posts. Means it is not only in all over India. See what it shows. अरे यार ये लाइब्रेरी का दम है. हम we are very very strong. Okay, strong physically नहीं. हम काले हैं मगर दिल वाले हैं. We are mentally strong, mentally very very intellectual. Okay, so for that's the reason as to why we have been given multitask. I am not talking about IIT, IIM, वो NIT बड़े बड़े इंस्टीट्यूट में पैसा रहता है और सपोर्ट रहता है, उसको हटाओ. मैं जो बात करता हूँ स्टेट यूनिवर्सिटी और डिग्री कॉलेजेस, गवर्नमेंट डिग्री कॉलेजेस, नॉट प्राइवेट. ओके, स्कूल लाइब्रेरी, PU कॉलेज लाइब्रेरी, उधर हम कैसा सर्विस देना, दैट शुड बी आवर फंडा. Okay, this is how we can really improve our services. And IFLA, the International Federation of Library Association on Libraries and Development, it says that, you know, the unique role of libraries, you know, it's access to information is a fundamental human right, okay, that can break up the cycle of poverty to support for sustainable developmental goals. Okay, see, ये जो quotation है ना, बड़ा अच्छा दिखता है, but practically we have to achieve it within the limitations. जो हमारा पास जो भी है, थोड़ा बुक्स है, थोड़ा सर्विस है, ओके, जो भी है, स्टाफ है, बजट है, जितना भी हमारे पास है, उससे हम अच्छा करना पड़ेगा. And you know what happens? So see, I have seen the life because I traveled almost all different parts of the country. And if I'm also a IFLA fellow. I was in Victoria University. I'm a Commonwealth Professional Fellow. I was in UK. यार क्या होता है, हम बाहर जाके आते हैं, हम इधर आए के बाद क्या करते हैं, अरे आई में यूके, आई में कॉमनवेल्थ. यार तुमको गोली मारो कॉमनवेल्थ को, इफ्ला को. सी इट इज अदर पार्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. तुम इफ्ला कॉमनवेल्थ बाजू रखो. योर सिचुएशन, योर लाइब्रेरी एनवायरमेंट, द टाइप ऑफ यूजर्स, आप क्या कर सकते हैं, दैट सॉर्ट ऑफ सर्विसेज वी नीड टू डू फॉर आवर सोशल डेवलपमेंट. ओके, सी हम बड़े इंस्टीट्यूट को देख के बात करने का वो अलग बात है, बट जो हमारा पास है वो सर्विस करना, इट्स अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. यू सी, देयर इज अ स्टेटमेंट फ्रॉम IFLA that libraries are what actually libraries provide opportunity for all. Library empower the people with information. Okay, library provide access to information resources. library provide expert guidance, library provide multitasking ability for the development of the society. Okay, library must be recognized as a development policy framework. These are all the IFLA, that focus on the contribution of library towards the library for a social development. You see, when we see, theoretically, when we see what is our role of a library towards social development, it may be economic development, it may be social development, okay, it may be a leave for the development for leisure activities, for a cultural exchange of engagement, it may be a promotion for a very rare literature, culture and a history, it may be a promotion of a democratic value, it may be a catalyst role that we have to play for the social development, it may be the role to promote the talent hidden in our user community, help for the women empowerment and personality development of our society. See, today, if you go to any college or a university, I tell you, there is a separate unit called Competitive Examination and Information Resource Center. And see, that is a center which is playing a very important role in the degree colleges, because that particular competitive examination center provide you all types of competitive examination. Okay, it's the orissa, administrative service, KPSC, IAS, banking, railway, insurance, all type of competitive examination, including NET, JRF, all type of books are kept there. So that is a hot cake, especially for the students. That is a center wherein we are trying to attract our users. That is for social development. And especially, maybe in the Indian context, we have a system called SCST Book Bank. So there, it's a special provision for the people who are, downtrodden. So there we are issuing for one semester all 10 books at a time for one semester. See, these are all what actually, these are all, the democratic value of a library, wherein we try to empower our society with information. Okay. Right. Now, the thing is, in the midst of ICT challenges, okay, so in the midst of the attitude that what we are seeing in the here and there, see how to, our challenges is how to attract the users, how to build the image of a library, how to improve the budget, okay, how to create the employment opportunities. There is a lot of, there is no employment. I tell you, in Karnataka, there are 30 plus universities are there. And in all 30 universities, there is no full-time librarian appointed in the state university. यार जब फुल टाइम लाइब्रेरियन आपका पास नहीं है तो ये गवर्नमेंट करता क्या है काम? ये एम्प्लॉयमेंट 15 साल से अपॉइंटमेंट नहीं हुआ है, तो हमारे बच्चे जो पढ़ते हैं मास्टर डिग्री, पीएचडी, एमफिल, वेयर दे शुड गो? व्हाट इज द एफर्ट फ्रॉम आवर साइड? व्हाट इज द एफर्ट फ्रॉम आवर सीनियर्स? व्हाट इज द एफर्ट ऑफ नेशनल एसोसिएशन? नथिंग इज हैपनिंग. हम ऐसे बड़े बड़े बातें वड़ा पाव खाते बोलते रहते हैं, हम वैसा करना ऐसा करना. भाई whatsoever, we should also put efforts, sincere effort to see that our students, our जो हमारा बच्चे हैं मास्टर डिग्री खत्म करते हैं, if they join in any private, 5,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees, यार क्या बनता है? Okay, so that we have to build the image. हम हमारा प्रिंसिपल को बताना पड़ेगा, जब बाहर लोग आते हैं बताना पड़ेगा. See, librarians are multi-faceted personality. We don't deal with one subject called library science. We deal with entire gamut of a knowledge. Okay, we are expert in all types of subject. We are not confined to library science. भैया देखियो, जिंदगी आसान नहीं होता, उसे हम आसान करना पड़ता है. कुछ अंदाज से, कुछ नजर अंदाज से हमको काम करना पड़ता है with a positive attitude. And I also request my younger generation especially, भैया देखो आप आईटी में एक्सपर्ट्स हैं, ओके, वी आर आल्सो देयर, बट आईटी टेक्नोलॉजी इज नॉट अल्टीमेट यार. आप जो बात करते हैं यूजर्स को, वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट मायने रखते हैं. Whenever any your college principal or your vice chancellor registrar, whenever he gives any assignment, don't say no. नहीं सर, मैं बहुत बिजी हूँ. यार बिजी तो वो सिक्योरिटी गार्ड भी बिजी है. ओके, एवरीवन इज बिजी. डोंट से नो. Whenever something is assigned to you, you say okay, हमको थोड़ा दर्द होता है ना, करो, क्योंकि you prove that your librarians are multi-talented. So that image, it goes on all colleges, all university, all over India. Then they think that librarians are really teachers बोल के हमको बोल सकते हैं जो डॉक्टर एस आर रंगनाथन का ड्रीम वो जो बताया था लाइब्रेरियन फॉर टीचर ऑफ अ टीचर, वो हम अचीव कर सकते हैं. ओके, आई थिंक आई एम गेटिंग टाइम लेट. 7:35 7:35 my limit. Shall I
Yes.
continue? ओके ओके, बिकॉज जितेंद्र कुमार नायक जी, माफ करता हूं, अभी 1-2 मिनट में खत्म कर छोड़ता हूं. ओके, बिकॉज मेरा मेरा ये जो बोलने के रहता है 1 घंटे में बस नहीं होता, 30 मिनट्स में. बट एनी हाउ, लेट मी टेल यू that we are very very practical librarian sir. आप प्रोफेसर जितेंद्र कुमार जी, आज के लिए क्या हो गया, एमफिल वो मास्टर डिग्री होता है, इंटर्नशिप होता है, एमफिल होता है, पीएचडी, एमफिल तो नहीं है, ओनली पीएचडी है. बच्चे बार बार आ रहे हैं, उसको अपॉइंटमेंट एम्प्लॉयमेंट नहीं है, और उन्हें क्या बोलते हैं और गाली देते हैं हम लोगों को, यार उनका तो नौकरी है, चौकरी है, बड़ा घर है, सैलरी है, उनको कुछ चिंता नहीं है. हम जो बच्चे खत्म करें, हमारे पास कुछ भी नहीं है, वो लोग हमको कहां तो सपोर्ट करना पड़ेगा. ओके, द चैलेंजेस आर मेनी. सी, as long as we are in India, we have lot of challenges रहता है, मगर challenge should not become a part of our event. Every day I see, because I just see, my younger generation, my librarians also, when they joined our library as a permanent post, very active, very dynamic. 2 साल हो गया, थोड़ा कम हो गया, 5 साल हो गया, थोड़ा कम हो गया, अभी 50 साल हो गया, फुल खत्म हो गया. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए यार, हमको भी 50+ है यार. तुम जो फिजिकली भी में भी पुअर थोड़ा कम होता है, मालूम होता है, मगर आपका जो झील रहते हैं, पैशन रहते हैं, कम नहीं होना चाहिए. अगर आपका कम हुआ तो क्या होता है, अरे लाइब्रेरी में क्या है यार, लाइब्रेरी में क्या है बोल के तुम खुद लाइब्रेरियन से बोलने लगे, तो बाहर लोग तो गाली देंगे ना. वो गाली देते हैं, वो बोलते हैं यार लाइब्रेरी क्या है, काम नहीं है, 10 लोग है, क्या काम करते हैं यार. यू शुड प्रूव दैट यू हमको बहुत काम है बोल के. मैं फॉर दैट रीजन जस्ट I wanted to conclude with one शायरी saying that भैया काम करो ऐसा कि एक पहचान बन जाए, काम करो ऐसा कि एक पहचान बन जाए. हाँ, मैं बोल के हर कदम ऐसा चलो कि हमारा निशाना बन जाए. ओके, हर कदम ऐसा चलो कि वो जो चलते हैं हमारा निशाना बन जाए दूसरे के लिए. ये जिंदगी तो हर कोई जीत लेगा, वो जी लेगा, ये जिंदगी तो हर कोई जी लेगा, मगर जिंदगी जियो ऐसा कि हम मिसाल बन जाए. ओके, वी शुड बिकम ए मॉडल ऑफ लाइब्रेरियन फॉर द एंटायर कंट्री. वो बनना बहुत बहुत जरूरी है. ओके, फॉर दैट see, for all these things, what is matter, I tell you, हमारे पास नौकरी है नहीं है, छोटा है बड़ा है, सैलरी ज्यादा है सैलरी कम है, कभी भी मेहनत कुछ कभी भी वेस्ट नहीं जाएगा. That we should tell our students also. अभी immediately they want permanent post, immediately नहीं मिलता यार, immediately नहीं मिलता. You have to struggle hard. Now देखो जयंत कुमार साहू, so now he has come to IIT. Okay, छोटे मिलता रहता है. You have to put effort, you have to gain expertise. जब आपको अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलता है तो हो जाता है यार. तुमको आजकल के बटन लगाओ लाइट आओ, ऐसा नहीं होता. ओके, हमको अभी जो इम्पोर्टेंस, सी नाउ IQC कोऑर्डिनेटर, नैक कोऑर्डिनेटर, कुछ भी it does not come within 2 days. ये ऐसा 1 साल 2 साल में नहीं होता है. They will see your principal, your university vice chancellor, they will assess your capability, then provide. तो आजकल बच्चे बोलते हैं सर मैं भी आई कैन आल्सो बिकम IT कोऑर्डिनेटर, आई एम द बेटर टीचर देन द अदर पर्सन. यार होता है यार, तुम्हारे पास जो टैलेंट है तुम्हारे पास रख लो, वो काम आ जाएगा. ओके, बट ऑलवेज विद अ स्माइल. डॉक्टर एस.आर. रंगनाथन बोलता है when the users enter into the library, you always start with a smile. Don't fear that I am the UGC pay scale holder. यार उसको गोली मारो. तो प्यार से बात करो, प्यार से मिलो, सब लाइब्रेरियंस को ट्राई टू सपोर्ट, मेक देम स्ट्रॉन्ग बॉन्ड. आई टेल यू द लाइब्रेरी जो नेटवर्क है, मे बी इन ओरिसा और डिफरेंट पार्ट्स ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, जो हमारा प्यार जो बॉन्ड है ना, ऐसा जो ह्यूमन रिलेशंस कोई प्रोफेशन में नहीं है. दैट आई कैन गिव इन बॉन्ड एंड राइटिंग. Because now when the NAC people come, they ask for a scopus. Last time when they came, they asked for a scopus. Scopus के लिए हमारे पास पैसा नहीं है. Within the date, they have given me 3 hours time you get under scope of your faculty productivity. Because we have a good network in different parts, एक फोन करे वो हमारा लाइब्रेरी भेजे तो बाद में वो नैक पीपल के सामने रखे, अरे यार इतना जल्दी है, तुम्हारे पास नहीं है, बोले ना सर जी हमारे पास नहीं है, हमारा पास पैसा नहीं है, हमने परचेज नहीं किया है, बट हमारा पास दिमाग ज्यादा है, नेटवर्क ज्यादा है, हमारे लाइब्रेरी कहीं भी है, दे आर ऑल वेरी वेरी कोऑपरेटिव, दैट इज द ह्यूमन रिलेशंस जो हमारा पास है वैसा दूसरे पास है मगर कम है बोल के वी हैव जस्टिफाइड इट.
Thank you, sir.
That is the beauty of our libraryship. With this,
Thank you, sir.
I thank and acknowledge with high sense of gratitude to all the librarians of Orissa and the entire country for making me a part of Orissa List Forum. Sir ji, Orissa List Forum is our list forum only. Okay, so I am very proud to be a part
Thank you,
of
sir. Due to time constraint, we are bound to stop you.
Yes. Yes, sir. Thank you.
However, I thank you for your nice presentation highlighting the various aspects of librarianship and their roles in academic libraries and also in society. Now I will like to invite Dr. Devraj Meher, librarian OUAT Bhubaneswar, to introduce Professor Jatindra Kumar Nayak, sir, and invite him for his speech. Over to Dr. Devraj Meher.
Wish you all a happy Librarians Day. Thank you, Dr. Satpathy, for giving me the opportunity to introduce today's guest of honor, Professor Jatindra Kumar Nayak, one of the luminaries in the field of both English and Odia literature. Educated at Ravenshaw University, Cuttack, and Merton College, Oxford, Professor Jatindra Kumar Nayak retired as Professor of English at Utkal University in 2016. He was visiting professor to many universities, and those are Ravenshaw University, IIT Bhubaneswar, Center of Excellence in Language and Literature, Utkal University, and Osaka University, Sonipat. He was member of Raja Rammohun Roy Library Foundation and Tagore Commemoration Committee, Department of Culture, Government of India. He was also member English Advisory Board, Sahitya Academy. Presently, he is language expert, New India Foundation, Bengaluru. He is editor-in-chief of Merck Asia, a journal devoted to exploring Asian literature and cultures. He won Katha Translation Award in 1997 and Hodge Crossword Book Award in 2004. His English translations of classic Odia novels have been published by University of California Press, Oxford University Press, and Penguin Books. At present, he is Professor Emeritus, Keys deemed to be University, Bhubaneswar. On behalf of the forum, I invite and request Professor Nayak to kindly throw light on the today's topic, contribution of libraries towards social development. Professor Nayak, sir, please.
Thank you, Dr. Sahu. I feel deeply honored to have been given this opportunity to share my thoughts, or whatever they're worth, with so many eminent library science experts. I very much enjoyed and learned from Professor Jange's lecture, which was so inspiring and insightful and informative. I can't match his expertise, I can't match his experience. So I will base my presentation on a few anecdotes, my own experience, and my own exposure to a few libraries here in India and abroad. So it will be largely based on my own exposure to evolving experience of libraries in my own life. And from that, I will try to draw a few lessons which might help me throw light on the topic that I have been asked to address today. I hope I'll have 20-25 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will try to be very brief. I won't try your patience. So, for instance, as a child, since I grew up in a village, we had very little exposure to or contact with printed books. So, in my family, there was a library. That was a personal collection of my father, who was a school teacher, and my elder brother, who was a student of English literature at Ravenshaw College. But in my village, it's their personal library that exposed me or brought me in contact with the world of books, because libraries ultimately present a world of books, world of printed books. These days we talk about e-libraries and all that, but whenever we think of libraries, as the very word suggests, it it refers to a world of printed books, because that's what a library in the ultimate analysis is. So there were about, say, 1,500 or 1,000 books at home in English and Odia, and uh, I got exposed to them. But in my school, because it is a village school, there was no library. In a primary school, you can't imagine a library where the roof was actually leaking and the window bars were missing. So in the minor school, there was also no library. So my first contact with a library, a formal library, official library, took place when I came to school 5 kilometers from my house, from my village. And the library consisted of an almirah where there were 20 or 30 or 40 books. But even that was a kind of transformative experience. To have access to a library where there are 40 or 50 books, and some of them are English. In particular, I remember Arthur Mee's encyclopedia. As a young boy of, say, 15, I found access to Arthur Mee's encyclopedia. To me, it was an enchanting object. I thought it was a fairy tale world. And there are also some Odia books. For instance, that was my first contact with German literature in Odia translation. So I vividly remember some of the stories I read in Lakshminarayan Mahante's translation of German stories. So I vividly remember the kind of impact a small library, a very small library, which actually comprised only 40 or 50 books and an encyclopedia in English, children's encyclopedia by Arthur Mee. And then when I came to Ravenshaw College, I joined Ravenshaw College in 1971 as a young student. My brother, who was a doctor, he didn't study in Ravenshaw College, but he made me aware of the importance of libraries in one's life. He said that you are going to Ravenshaw College, and there you will get an opportunity to go through Encyclopedia Britannica. This is the first time I heard of this very famous book, Encyclopedia Britannica, this great, iconic reference book. So already the idea that libraries are places of learning or social spaces where you can get transformed intellectually and culturally. Social development will come to that later. But for a village boy going from a small village who has studied in a very small high school, small minor school, and there he had been only exposed to 40 or 30 books, to Konica Library in Ravenshaw College, where I might have the opportunity of going through Encyclopedia Britannica. And then again, another vivid, indelible memory is my first encounter with Konica Library. Konica Library, like I think my predecessor talked about, libraries are temples of learning. That's where, as a young boy, completely intimidated by the majestic architecture of Ravenshaw, I found Konica Library to be a temple of learning. And that's where we saw books arranged behind glass screens, and famous professors were carrying books. A peon would be carrying 10 books in his hands and walking behind him, Professor K.S.R. Murthy. So suddenly I think libraries instilled in us a kind of passion for learning, that there is a world, and we can overcome all our hurdles. We can cross all the barriers in our path to a wider intellectual world. What we'll do with that information, we don't know. We didn't know. It was an exciting world that it will now expose us to a much, much wider and richer intellectual and cultural world. What we'll do with that knowledge, that's a different story. And then when we read a few books there, I got to know that, well, this Kanika library had played a historic role during the freedom struggle, or immediately after the freedom struggle. Here I will digress a little and talk about the role libraries played in our freedom struggle in Odisha. I don't know about the rest of the country. For instance, in the 1920s, soon after Gandhi came to Odisha and electrified the political atmosphere of this, young men who were students of Raipur started building libraries, small libraries, at their own level. Navakrishna Chaudhary, who was our chief minister, was a young student of perhaps FA, pre-university, and his brother got 1,000 rupees as prize for topping the list in the law examination in Kolkata University. And 1,000 rupees in the 1920s was a lot of money, maybe worth 2-3 lakhs of rupees now, or maybe more. He established Bharati Library. And that's where his young friends, they met, they read lots of books. You could buy hundreds of books with 1,000 rupees in those days. And they passionately discussed all these books, learned from them, and tried to find find ways of challenging the British Empire intellectually, culturally. So, and in my own childhood, I've seen a very small library in my village. In those days, during the days of the freedom struggle, in various villages in all over the state or maybe all over the country, small libraries came out because everybody thought that knowledge is power. The motto of Ravenshaw College is knowledge is power. That's what they borrowed from Francis Bacon. So when we opposed colonial rule, imperial rule, we had instinctively realized that knowledge is power, that without knowledge, we will be powerless. The British ruled us not only because we were militarily inferior, because we are socially backward, because we lacked the knowledge, we lacked the intellectual tools, the means through which they can be effectively challenged. We not only challenge them through agitations, through movements, through processions, we also challenge them through our newfound knowledge, which we obtained from all these small and big libraries. So the dissemination of knowledge played a critical role in ensuring bringing us freedom from imperial rule. So even jails, if you read all the autobiographies of our freedom fighters, most of them actually treated the jails, prisons as schools. You read the autobiography of Binod Kanungo, who compiled the 80-volume encyclopedia, 40 of which have been published. He dropped out of school and, of course, learned everything that was needed that he needed to learn in Berhampur jail. So similarly, when he came out of jail after independence, he went to Kanika Library in Ravenshaw College, took the permission of Professor Mahendra Kumar Raut, who was a lecturer in chemistry at that time, and spent months there reading Encyclopedia Britannica, page after page. And that laid the foundation of Gyanamandala, the Odia encyclopedia, which came to be compiled later. And, well, during, I think, for a while, I was in JNU in 1975 and suddenly realized that, well, here is a huge library, something that we didn't have in Odisha. And these huge libraries, these big libraries, which are open perhaps 12 hours a day or 24 hours a day, to me, explained their academic superiority. So libraries, like my predecessor said, are the north centers of an academic institution. If libraries are neglected, no matter how much money you give to a university, I don't think that will flourish, that will contribute to knowledge. And by not being able to contribute to new knowledge, they will not be able to also contribute to social development. Because we live, particularly now, particularly after globalization, we live in a knowledge society. And here, not money, not military power, not economic muscle, clout, but knowledge is the source of development. So knowledge drives development. And in this altered scenario, libraries play a very big role. So if you have a weak library system, if you have a library system that has been devitalized, it's no longer vibrant. Like I said, the librarians do not treat people, users, with a lot of passion, with a lot of enthusiasm. Very quickly, the whole academic system will degenerate, and other bad things will follow. But then let me continue the narrative with which I began. Then after that, I went to Oxford to pursue higher studies. And that was a revelation. That came as a revelation to me. That the Bodleian Library was an institution without parallel. The heart of Oxford, the most impressive building in Oxford, was the Bodleian Library. 11 million books or documents, huge underground shelves which we were taken to see. We were allowed a tour of Bodleian. So we went to the underground shelves and saw how the shelves hung from the ceiling, because we could just push them and then walk. And millions of documents. And Bodleian Library is only one of that, was the major library, but there are 37 colleges. And there are so many other libraries. Wherever we went, in my own college, which is the second oldest college in Oxford, has one of the oldest libraries in the world, a 13th century college. And I went to the Morton College Library, and there was this particular special room, and I found medieval manuscripts chained to the desk, because they're so precious that they couldn't afford. I mean, in the Middle Ages, in the medieval times, they were scared that people will steal these priceless books and manuscripts. So they chained them to the desk. And a curse was written. If you steal it, you will be struck with leprosy or some terrible disease and all that. You will be consigned to hell. So I suddenly realized that the Western civilization, I think, flourished because it, at some point in its history, it began valuing the repositories of knowledge. And as I got to know this world a little more intimately, I found that it's with the advent of printing. Before 15th century Europe, the Middle Ages in Europe, Europe was a rather backward place. It's the Arabs who were far more advanced than them. But once print culture made inroads into Europe, and they started using printing technology innovatively, using, say, movable type. Gutenberg started it because the Chinese knew how to print, but they didn't know how to use movable type. I think this is all very well known to eminent librarians like you, so I needn't labor this point. But once print culture struck very firm roots in the West, particularly in Germany, and then later Netherlands, and then in Britain, printed books became cheaper. The manuscripts in medieval monasteries are extremely expensive, and no one could afford it unless he or she was a very rich person, a king or a noble or a duke or a pope. So suddenly, knowledge became inexpensive. One is available in manageable chunks in the form of printed books. So what happened? And they were stored in libraries. Medieval monasteries were also small libraries, but they possessed only expensive manuscripts to which access wasn't given. And in many cases, these medieval manuscripts were coated with gold dust. So they're extremely expensive. They're illuminated manuscripts. So they were very, very, very expensive and unaffordable. So what library did, and all these printed books, when they're stored in libraries, what they achieved was the democratization of knowledge. Now, these are public libraries, not owned by private proprietors, kings or dukes or popes or abbots. Everybody could have access to them. And these libraries became repositories of learning. And students, ordinary people could find access to them. So I found this wonderful Latin inscription at the gate of the entrance of Bodleian Library. Plurimi partransibunt et multiplex erit scientia, which means many will pass through this library and knowledge will multiply. This is the users. Again, the focus on users. The idea that many will pass through this library. They will use the resources of this library and knowledge will be multiplied. And this knowledge will be pressed into the service of humanity, society. So great scientists came out of this, great thinkers came out of this, these institutions. And the idea of a copyright library, legal deposit library was introduced. So Cambridge University, Bodleian, British Library. Think of, say, when I went to British Library, I couldn't resist the temptation of going to a particular part of it. I just said how libraries create great scientists, great thinkers, and they in turn transform a society, contribute to social, intellectual, cultural, economic development. No better example can be furnished than what British Library, than the reference to what British Library did to Karl Marx. So I went to that portion of the library where they have preserved, even today, the desk at which Karl Marx read books day after day for hours on end. And the outcome was Das Kapital, an iconic text which has transformed our thought, our thinking about how society is organized, how economies function, how societies could be transformed. So libraries are not inert, dark, dusty places where students go to escape the boring teachers. No, libraries have played this key role in history. And I think that's the reason why in a knowledge society, like he said, we can't go on talking about what we saw in the West. We must think of our own little world. Just as during the freedom struggle, every small village started having libraries and people started borrowing books and reading and discussing them. And in the process, widen their horizons. I think we need another library revolution today, in spite of the limitations under which we function. So what do we do? Why do I call it a knowledge society? How is it different from other kinds of societies in the past? UNESCO in 1970, I think, I may get the date wrong, brought out a report called Learning to Be. Even in our childhood, whenever we studied in colleges, in universities, the moment we got a degree and got a job, we thought that, well, there is no need to study anymore. Even in our families, elders would say, you have got a job. What's the point? Why are you reading a book? Why are you wasting your time reading articles, magazines, and reports and all that? So earlier, in all earlier societies, the idea was that learning is limited to, or our pursuit of learning should be continued, or we should pursue learning only up to a point. Up to the time we are 22 years old or 30 years old. After that, I think we should rest on our laurels and retire into glory. But modern societies are obsessed with knowledge. They know that knowledge is a tool of development. Without knowledge, without what is happening in CRRI, we wouldn't have a green revolution. The green revolution, the white revolution, all that transformed the space. Even the knowledge that, for instance, the knowledge that you should give a child who is getting dehydrated or a patient with ORS. All this is born of knowledge. Without knowledge, we won't be anywhere. The discovery of penicillin, a German scholar once told me, is the most important discovery in history because it elongated the span of our life. Earlier, people thought they live only up to 50 years, or they should die if they're 60. Now everybody thinks that he can live up to 90 years. So suddenly, knowledge, this discovery, this invention, everything, geography, geology, all these, sociology, in all areas of psychology. Earlier, we thought that a madman cannot be cured. But now psychologists think that, well, given counseling, given medicine, someone who suffers from depression or mental illness can be brought back into the mainstream. So knowledge has become extremely important. So I think libraries will have to reinvent themselves, redefine themselves, and take their rightful place, play an essential role in contributing to social development.
काय कटेल जयंत
अनम्यूट करो सर नेटवर्क इश्यू विथ नायक सर maybe sir.
Okay, no problem. Thank you, Professor Nayak sir, for sharing your rich experience with various type of libraries of India and also abroad, and how libraries have contributed towards the development of society, making great scientists and creating great leaders of the world. And really, it's an interesting speech by Professor Nayak, because our aim is always we try, as from Orissa tries that we try to introspect ourselves from peoples other than our professions, that what they think about library and their contribution in the society and academic fields. So thank you again, sir. Now I request Mr. Srikant Sahu, Library Information Officer, Raipur, Guwahati, to declare the results of various competitions which was organized by Alliance from Orissa for this National Librarians Day celebration. Over to Srikant.
Thank you, sir. As Alliance Forum, that is one of online platform for different type of alliance discussion and engagement. Alliance Forum Odisha, that use one of your alliance page, Facebook page for different social interaction, and throughout India, many participants they engage in different type of discussion and post. So here we have Ramandeep Kaur from Sri Guru Gobind Convent Senior Secondary School, Bathinda, who has recognized for posting maximum number of professional messages in Facebook group of Alliance from Odisha. So now I would like to request Ms. Kaur to share her experience.
Next, you proceed, please. Next. Srikant, you proceed for next.
You proceed next, sir. Network issue with Ramandeep Kaur. Okay. We also, Alliance Forum Odisha, we conducted different online awareness tests regarding different alliance related matters. So various participants from throughout the India they participated, and we have adjudged one of members who has attended maximum number of our online library test. He is Aniket Ravindra Ingoli, research scholar from Sant Gadge Baba Amarwati University. Now I would like to invite him to share his experience. Mr. Aniket ji, it is over to you.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Yes,
Am I
sir.
audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please
Yes,
proceed.
you are audible. Please on your video, sir. Please.
Video.
Oh, actually, I'm facing some camera issues in my laptop, so unable to start my webcam.
Okay, sir.
Uh,
Please proceed. Please
ha.
proceed.
First of all, thank you very much, LIS Forum, and happy Librarians Day to everyone present here. Since I am a regular quiz taker from LIS Forum Orissa, I would like to thank everyone for organizing this such a wonderful quiz. It helps the hundreds of students to attend such a good quality of questions through quiz, and the quality of question in the quiz is very quality questions, and such questions get repeated in competitive examinations. So this is very nice initiative, and I didn't see any LIS platform conduct such a good quiz at a regular interval. And if can I take 5 minutes extra? Means I want to add my gratitude towards the platform. One of my experience is that I saw the quiz on LS forum on some 2 months ago, and the same questions was there in URSC ISRO examinations. Means those questions got repeated, and when I started solving the examination, I suddenly remembered the LS forum Orissa platform name, and like this to me, it gets help to every aspirants, those who are preparing for competitive examination. And the Facebook page is such a nicely maintained, and everything is such a organized that it helps the hundreds of aspirants of library and information science to get a good quality of information. So I would like to thank you everyone and all the organizing committee for such a wonderful initiative. And once again, happy Librarians Day to everyone.
Thank you, Aniket ji, for sharing your experience. Now it is time to declare the result for online quiz competition. Unlike every year, this year also LS Param Odisha conducted one online quiz competition, and the participants were the current students, MLIS and BLS student, and more than 100 and 312 participants they participated, and top three participants were adjudged with first, second, and third prize, and the first prize goes to Miss Preeti Yadav from Jamshedpur Women's University, Jharkhand. And the second prize goes to Tusharanjan Behra from Sambalpur University. Next. And the third prize goes to Luxana X from Biswar Harbour College, Bharati Darshan University, Tamil Nadu. Next. I would like to congratulate all the units, and you will receive one detailed certificate and identity prize will be sent to your registered address, and all the prizes are sponsored by Metro Books, New Delhi. And also I would like to thanks everyone for participating in this competition, as well as whoever is participating in our fortnightly organized LS awareness quiz contest. So I would like to thank everyone, and also I look forward for more such engagement activities in future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Srikanth. Now I would like to request Jayanta Sahu to give a formal vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of Alliance Forum Orissa, I would like to extend propose a formal vote of thanks to our distinguished guest, Dr. Suresh Jange, Chief Speaker, and he is right now the librarian of Gulbarga University. Sir highlighted that how a library professional can interact with our user and he highlights the day-to-day whatever the challenges we are facing as a profession and also a professional our day-to-day we are facing in our day-to-day activity. He nicely delivered the lecture. On behalf of LS Forum Orissa, I would like to thank Dr. Suresh Jange sir for his remarkable word. Now I would like to request Professor Jatindra Kumar Nayak sir. He highlights during his village library to GNU Library, Ravensa Library, Oxford Library, British Library. His practical experience, how he got the exposure for the reading and accumulating and reaching the highest post of his career also. On behalf of LS Forum Orissa, we would like to thank Professor Naik sir. And thing is that every year, last 5 years, we are conducting the online quiz competition, and we have received a number of applications throughout the country, all the states of the India. On behalf of LS from Odisha, I thank to all of the participants for generously participating our quiz competition. Uh, with this word, and also I would like to thank our moderator, Dr. Manoj Mishra sir, then my colleague Vibhuti Maharana, Kiran Pradhan, and also our actually every time we are guidance received from the Devraj Meher sir, Srikant Sahu sir, and last but not the least, our chief moderator Sunil Kumar Satpathy sir for making this event a grand success. Wish you all a happy Librarians Day. Thank you all, one and all. Good
Thank
night.
you. Thank you for your patience, listening, and participation in this celebration. Wish you all a happy Librarians Day, and thank you. Good night. Now the meeting is over.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.